Welcome once again to Commander by Danon. Today we continue to build decks led by the new legendary creatures from the Hobbit set. Leading today's Bracket 3 deck is Bard, King of Dale. Bard, King of Dale is a 6-mana 3/5 legendary human noble archer with reach and vigilance. If we would draw a card, except for the first one we draw on our draw step, we draw 2 cards instead. Additionally, if 1 or more tokens are created under our control, we create twice that many tokens instead. Doubling is one of the most powerful things we can do in Magic. Token doublers are expensive. They start at about $30 and go up from there. Having one in the command zone is already crazy, but add to it that we're doubling our card draw as well? I know it's worded weird, but basically, if we have Bard on board and cast Brainstorm, we draw 6 cards and put 2 back on top of our library. So our deck will want to draw cards and create tokens. Sounds simple enough. For those unfamiliar with Bard, he was the archer who slew Smaug. A dragon's scales are thick, capable of repelling any simple attack. Their underside is their weakness. But Smaug had laid on the golden treasure for almost 2 centuries, and the gold had embedded into his skin, forming an armor almost as impenetrable. But Bilbo noticed a small gap in the worm's defenses, a hollow in his left breast that the dragon had missed. So when Smaug emerged from the lonely mountain, intent on bringing fire and death to the men of Lake Town, Bilbo sent a thrush with a message to Bard. The bird whispered to Bard, telling him of the weakness. Bard drew forth his black arrow and slew the dragon. After that, the survivors of Lake Town wanted to make Bard their king, but he refused, at least until after the Battle of 5 Armies. Afterwards, he ruled in peace with wisdom and grace, eventually passing the throne to his son, Bane. Bard brought peace and prosperity, and was able to build something from nothing. After all, Lake Town was completely destroyed by Smaug. But by the time Bard passed away, Dale had been rebuilt. Building a kingdom is not for the faint of heart, but Bard was always a brave and honorable man. Now, before we get to our deck list, a quick word from our sponsor, T-Fury. Every day, T-Fury has new designs that are fairly cheap, but that's because they're print to order. So I've gotten into the habit of checking every day to see if they have new designs for myself or for friends and family. I've ordered scores of shirts over the last decade, and I'm so happy to finally be sponsored by them. Click the link down below to see new designs and to add to your geek wardrobe. In order to build a functional commander deck, you need lots of different pieces, which is why I try to rely on my handy-dandy checklist. 50 mana sources, usually split between 37 lands and 13 pieces of ramp, 10 pieces of card advantage, 8 to 10 pieces of spot removal, 2 to 3 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate, and 1 sudden I win card. Real quick, before we get to our deck list. I do occasionally stream on this channel, and if you see me live, come say hi. I'll be building commander decks either for patrons or for future videos. So make sure you're subscribed and click the bell icon so you'll get notified when I'm live. Starting off our land base, we've got Command Tower and Exotic Orchard, both great lands that can go in just about any commander deck. Next up, we're running Flooded Strand, Windswept Heath, Polluted Delta, Arid Mesa, and Misty Rainforest. For those new to Magic, these are called fetch lands, and they can be used to fetch typed non-basics as well as basics. And since they produce no mana, they have no color identity and can technically go in any commander deck. Speaking of typed lands, we're running Hallowed Fountain, Meticulous Archive, Glacial Floodplain, Idyllic Beachfront, Prairie Stream, and Irrigated Farmland. All of these can be found via fetches. Yes, a few come into play tapped, and that's fine. Next up, we're running Sea of Clouds, Deserted Beach, Glacial Fortress, Flood Farm Verge, Mystic Gate, Adarkar Wastes, Hengegate Pathway, Port Town, and Azorius Chancery serving as untyped dual-colored lands. We've also got Castle Ardenvale, Treasure Vault, Field of the Dead, and Scavenger Grounds as our utility lands. Finally, we're running 3 plains, 3 snow-covered plains, 3 islands, and 3 snow-covered islands. Why the split? Field of the Dead. I always split my basics between snow-covered and regular when I'm in 2 colors and I'm running Field of the Dead. Our mana ramp package consists of Smothering Tithe, Keeper of the Accord, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Talisman of Progress, Azorius Signet, Marble Diamond, Sky Diamond, Mind Stone, Felwar Stone, Thought Vessel, Decanter of Endless Water, and Thrawn Dynamo. Some people will complain about the diamonds, but as far as ramp is concerned, there is no difference between a turn 2 diamond or a turn 2 guild signet. For card advantage, we've got Idol of Oblivion, Caretaker's Talent, Teferi's Ageless Insight, Brainstorm, Windfall, Echo of Eons, Brain Surge, Even the Score, Transcendent Message, and Unexpected Assistance. Some burst draw, some consistent draw, and even a couple of wheels. For interaction and spot removal, we've got Curse of the Swine, Disenchant, Counterspell, Negate, Swords to Plowshares, Access Denied, Dovin's Veto, Spell Swindle, Path to Exile, Generous Gift, and Commit Memory. Lots of ways to remove annoying permanents or spells. Quick note on Curse of the Swine as well as Generous Gift. You'll note that they say that the controller of the destroyed permanent creates replacement tokens. So even if our commander's out, they don't get 2 tokens when we blow up their Rhystic Study with Generous Gift. But if we blow up one of our own treasure tokens or something, and our commander's on board, we create 2 elephant tokens. Our board wipes consist of Hour of Reckoning, Cyclonic Rift, and Austere Command. Powerful and flexible, just what we were looking for. The core of our deck consists of Felidar Retreat, Adeline Resplendent Cathar, Chasm Skulker, Talran Sky Summoner, Elspeth Sun's Champion, Thopter Spy Network, Mechanized Production, Mirror Battlesphere, Ocelot Pride, Secure the Wastes, Ominous Seas, Grand Crescendo, Hangerback Walker, and Monastery Mentor. Lots of token generators to take advantage of our commander. Supporting our plan, we've also got Helm of the Host, Anointed Procession, Mondrak Glory Dominus, Elspeth Stormslayer, Exalted Sunborn, Odretak Deepest Foundation, Rite of Replication, Irenicus's Vile Duplication, Divine Visitation, and Extravagant Replication. Gotta love making even more tokens. Now that we have our deck list, let's compare it to our checklist. 51 mana sources split between 38 lands and 13 pieces of ramp. A little high, but so is our curve, so it's fine. 10 pieces of card advantage, 12 pieces of interaction, 3 board wipes, 3 pieces of graveyard hate in Commit Memory, Echo of Eons, and Scavenger Grounds, 1 sudden I win card in Cyclonic Rift. Clearing a path at instant speed for our army of tokens to destroy our opponents is a thing of beauty. Now, I wanted to make a quick note on token doublers. Token doublers are a replacement effect, and they stack. Now, if we have our commander on board, as well as Anointed Procession and Elspeth Stormslayer, and we +1 Elspeth, we create 8 tokens. Because it is 2 to the 3rd, not 2 + 2 + 2. We doubled our tokens 3 times, so it is 2 × 2 × 2. That's with just 3 token doublers. Imagine if we had 8 or 9. But Danon, you can't get that many. You only have 6 in the deck. You've grabbed every single token doubler in our color identity. Ah, dear viewer, imagine if we cast Irenicus's vile duplication on Bard. Or equipped him with Helm of the Host. Disgusting, I know. Now, some people will note that token doublers tend to weaken Smothering Tithe, because while our opponents may or may not pay 2 mana to prevent us from making a treasure, they will absolutely pay 2 mana to ensure we don't make 4. But forcing our opponents to use their mana on us is still a form of resource advantage. Besides, the point is moot if we cast a wheel. We will have all the treasures, and they will be left under the mountain with all the gold and no Arkenstone. Are you building a Bard King of Dale commander deck? What's your secret deck tech? Leave a comment below. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor Cute Stuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, she can be reached at cutestuff.edits@gmail.com. Link is down below. If you're looking for ways to support the channel directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/Danon. You can have a video made, or you can just ask for help building or tuning a deck list. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons: Waffles, Marcus, Brett, Roxy, Alex, Robert, Pi, Kazaris, Patrick, Boomy, Osra, Sleech, Luke, Mr. Salty, Daniel Zombie, Brian, Waka, Talathia, Azander, Michael, and John. You guys are awesome. I post new Commander Deck videos every weekday, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of new videos. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time on Commander by Danon.